So if you are a terrible player, this is what you must do if you are like me. And you're too busy banging mills, then you're not going to be as good at Arena Breakout Infinite as everybody else. So here's my way of making money. Also, your mum would appreciate it if you subscribed. I'm not what you'd call an experienced player, but I've played a couple 100 hours of this game and I still like it. Even though I can't seem to be amazing at the game, I have my good days and my off days. But I found one way, even going in the Forbidden Zone, I've been able to make plenty of money. Now this is just my earnings from yesterday. 6.3 million I made yesterday in a couple hours. That might seem nothing to the top players in this game that can seem to go out of a stream. I mean, go out of one raid with 30 million. That's not possible for a solo player like me. So when it comes to being a solo player like me, and you need to earn loads of money, you need to go in the Forbidden Zone. Forget that secure ops crap. Obviously don't lose your kit, so it is good, but here's what you should get. I know it's expensive, it may be a risk, but we're going to show you why. So get whatever helmet you want, it don't matter. Body armor, don't matter, whatever, yeah? Helmet, do what you want. Body armor, as I've said, get the lightest one if you want, because we're going to be avoiding combat as much as we can. Now when it comes to the chest rig, I'd suggest getting this one. This wrap simple chest rig. It don't weigh much, okay? It can carry what you need. We want to be as light as we can so it can fit as much as we can into this bag. Obviously you want all the normal stuff. Tourniquets, well, surgical kits, medical kits, painkillers. Obviously cyberpunk, so you want some of these drinks. So, you know, whatever gun you want, it doesn't matter. Use whatever you want. Now we're going into the Forbidden Zone of North Ridge. As it's the biggest map, so it's the best way to avoid players. It also has the most amount of lootable areas. That's why we're going here. We're not going any other map because they're too small. The valley's big, but it's useless. So get as many keys as you can. I've got most of the keys. We're not going to be able to really use them in the motel. Unless you're really lucky and you end up in a lobby where it's just you and a couple of bots. Otherwise, whatever keys you've got, don't matter. Just get into the map. Now this is probably the most underrated area, is the village. The north and the south village. It has all these houses and a lot of loot. Now I know what you're going to say. Oh, you should just go straight for the electronic safes. And that is true, but when you're playing a Forbidden Zone on your own, right? You've got teams that are just going out hunting people. They're not bothered about getting the loot. They're not bothered about going to the chests. They're not bothered about going to the safes. All they want is to find people in the electronic safes. That's their whole task on here. Because people like me have 750 grand's worth of shit on them. So we're more valued than most of the safes. Now you might say, yeah, this is time consuming. But so what? I want money so I can buy better stuff, so I can be in better position. If I just go into fights where I'm just losing against teams, what's the point? And I would suggest getting as many 1 square items as you can instead of getting any big items. So most 4 square items, I wouldn't pick them up. Even if they're purple, do not pick 4 square items up unless it's gold or red. So do not pick items up like this acoustic panel. But as you can see, I've only been here a couple of minutes and we've already found a palladium wire, which is worth 220 grand. Now most players just run straight. Like even in the Forbidden Zone, the NPCs you kill could have items like that on them, gold items. Told you, we have nice. That's just one NPC. By the time I finish this game, I'll search 30 of them. And there, you would be surprised what you find on these people. Also, make sure you find a bit of food as well, because you're going to spend a long time searching things. So you usually run out of hydration and energy. So any items you come across with food, water, take them. You don't need to take a rucksack full of food and water, just enough to refill when you've run out. That's pretty obvious, obviously. It's also worth checking what ammo these people have, because sometimes you'll come across these NPCs that have gold ammo on them, and even though you're going to use them yourself, you save a lot of money if you can find gold ammo, especially for the gun that you have. Now don't pick up items like the oil drum, because they weigh too much, they don't give you enough money, essentially useless. Or the gas tanks. Like I said, don't pick any item up unless it's gold and it's 4 squares. And I know you're going to say, oh, you've got a couple of 2 square purple items there, and I'm just picking them up for now. Eventually, hopefully, I'll get rid of them for gold items, because like 1 gold item like that cover, you get rid of all them. And I'm so confident that by the end of this game I'll have over 1 mil in just doing what I'm doing, as long as I don't run across a good team. And if I do, I might just hide from them, depending on the situation. Maybe I'm in the right position to take them out without them knowing where I am, or you know, something like that. You know, finding them revival injections as well. When you take some damage, injecting one of them will fix you right up. That's broken bones, everything. Check that out. Don't forget to check everywhere. Sometimes I've come across gold keys for other maps doing this. And for other players, they might say, oh, why didn't you just go on secure ops and do TV station and run straight to the general's office? Yes, you might be. If you find something worth 1 mil, you get 700 grand for it. I know that is a solid way of making money, but if you're not a very good player, it's also a solid way of losing money, because you keep having to buy, you know, bullets, medications, all that. And then when you get out of there, you can get a bag full of stuff, not even find 1 gold item. You leave and you get a couple 100 grand for it. So to me, it's a useless thing to do. I'd rather just do this and show you that it does make money. Even these little things here can add up to your money, but I don't bother with them, because you just don't make enough money for them for what you have to do. Also, a key part is try not to run. There you go. See, I'm nearly at 1 mil already. I've only searched a couple of places. The next major place you want to go to is either the cable car station or the motel. And for the purposes of this video, I'm going to the motel. And even when you come to these areas where there may be a safe, go have a check. Make sure you can get there safely. See if there's something there, because sometimes places aren't even being run over by anyone. They aren't even being checked by anyone, because they already assume somebody's already been there and took everything, especially at these late stages. You know, we're 15 minutes through already. And also a critical point of this game is what most people don't realise is recon. As you can see, having this sort of play style of hiding and not looking for contact and doing your best to avoid it, and sometimes put you in a better position. All this blue shit has to go. Anything blue, anything big and purple has to go. This guy really did carry some crap, but he also had some good stuff. Don't need all that water, don't need that. There you go. Did I just take his ammo? Yeah. 1.2 2 mil I'm nearly on. And I've hardly moved anywhere. I'm that stuffed here, I don't even know what to take. Might as well have a free drink on him. Anything worth 20 grand can come with me. Everything else, he can keep. Anyway, let's move on before these lot catch up. And just to clarify, this is the first game I played today. I haven't played a million games and cherry picked this one. This is just one that I've just started playing. And I'm not a good player either. I always hate them loud gun shots. I'm not a good player. I'm not. As you see my shooting then, it was very shaky. But I ended up coming out with, I got a decent bag, a decent gun. I've got several red items. My bag's already full to the brim. I know I should wear the other one, but obviously I'll be carrying too much and I won't be able to move fast. That's why I'm not taking everything with me. And because I'm already full to the brim, I'm avoiding the motel. The way I see this game is, if you're one of them people like I'm Al or Linmark who are really good at this game, and they can do the secure ops where they shoot everybody on the way to the general office and get that safe and get loads of money, because that is a good way of doing it. I've made plenty out that way, but it's a hit or miss whether I get shot on the way there or shot on the way out, and I just don't feel like making $1 million and then getting half the money for it is worth doing anything. And that is if you're lucky to get somewhere $1 million in the safe. That's what nobody ever tells you about, is because it's a secure ops, you're highly unlikely to get anything high itemed. So you end up having to take a massive bag with you, ramming it full of crap, and then when you sell it all, you probably just about get more than what you paid to go in, your 300 grand. And that's just going to take years and years to make a good bit of money. Maybe it's a faster way, but for me it just takes too long. I don't like it. It's too risky. The way I like to risk things. Now I actually, when I come into an area, you'll even hear this NPC say to you, "Don't run in, dummy," because that's what they try to teach you something. They try to say, "Don't run in," which I always used to I didn't used to take it as advice. So now I'll come into an area like this and sit still and see what I can hear. If I can hear NPCs, if I can hear other players. If not, I'll start mooching in. Now these NPCs in the motel are more likely to carry high value loot. Sadly, I've run out of ammo, so I'm going to leave. But another thing about these when you stay late like now, when you're having gunfights and things, all the NPCs will come to your area and you'll end up having loads of fights, getting damaged, running out of ammo, so you best just to move on. Too long in one area is too bad for you. Most people won't check NPCs, they'll just kill them and move on. I've already showed you 2 items I've got off these guys that are worth a lot. You see what I mean? More. Even the ammo could be gold, if not jogging on. I'm running a bit on time, so I'm going to start making some progress. Lucky for me, no one had this key, so hopefully it might have something worth $1 million here. Sadly, no. See how I've gone, this is the only keyed area I've gone into, and it has nothing. But everywhere else I've gone are non-key areas and just searching NPCs, and I found more that way than I did using a key area. Now fair dues, if I'd have gone somewhere in the motel, I may have found something worth $1 million. May have. And usually if you're with a squad, you can get through the entire motel, check every room, and you will probably find something worth $1 million. But in my own experience, sometimes I've gone through the entire motel with every key and not one room has had anything worth $1 million. Keep the revival thing just in case. You see what I mean? I went in that room, I didn't find one good item. I just looked at a random thing in the middle of nowhere, found a better item. So there you go. In summary, I didn't really do much. I just searched a load of things. If I didn't kill them 2 players, it'd knock about, what, 500 grand to say. So I still would have had 1.4. So there you go. That's just this time. This is just the first game of the day. So if you are a terrible player, this is what you must do if you are like me. Don't do the secure ops route. Do the forbidden ops route. Sometimes you lose, but so what? If I lose the next one, I'm still in profit at 1.1 mil. If I lose 700 grand's worth of gear the next time.